All right, one highly paid receiver to another, Odell Beckham Jr., the New York Giants finally agreeing to a 5-year contract extension. They'll make him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Boom is right. Two parties agreed on a $95 million max deal, $65 million total guaranteed. Antonio Brown makes $17 million a year, second most by an OBJ. So given the current deals, Jalen, I say to you, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., who's the guy you want?
Come on, what do you do?
Antonio Brown.
Why?
Not only the productivity on the field, but a lot less distractions off of it. And that's one of the reasons why Antonio Brown had no issues getting his money, and Odell ultimately had to wait for his. And the Giants are still going to have to figure out if that was the right decision or not.
Yeah.
Where the Pittsburgh Steelers already validated Antonio Brown's signing was a great thing for their squad.
When a deal like this gets signed and you get leapfrogged as far as highest paid, do you immediately call your agent and be like, all right, we need to fix this?
You know how this works.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like a dollar more. I don't care.
No
It
question
needs to
about
be-
it. Yes.
It's that fast. Like, you can't just. That's interesting to me because, I mean, I get it. There's a lot of ego involved. Do you think that maybe, and look, I'm not one who normally gives people benefits of the doubt, but do you think maybe the signing of this deal and the magnitude of it and how long it was coming and now that it is here, that does change something in Odell? I mean, look, he is still 25, so I think there's a lot of room for maturity growth there, and I think he's going in the right direction. That maybe all the things we've been holding against him are just a thing of the past?
Listen, my concern isn't even the maturity, Michelle, of Odell Beckham. I don't like the fact they got so much money tied up in a few players. Eli and Saquon Barkley combined to make $28 million, okay? Eli Manning leads the league in interceptions since he won his second Super Bowl. So you're banking on a wide receiver. You got to get the ball from the quarterback, Jalen, who is clearly in decline, who isn't anywhere near the guy he used to be. So you can have a guy who's tremendous, but if he's on an island and your offensive line stinks and the quarterback's past his prime, then what value is there in giving $95 million to OBJ?
In a salary cap-driven sport, so I asked Timbo to try to give me the information for receivers who were the highest paid when their team won the Super Bowl. Some really good players, some system guys, but not necessarily the top receiver in the game when their team won. Last year, that was Alshon Jeffrey.
Wow.
The year before, it was Chris Hogan with the Patriots. So it hasn't been like the best player in the game that's making top dollar as a receiver that led his team to the Super Bowl. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for the
And the
Giants.
more they force-feed Odell Beckham Jr., the less games the Giants win. So it isn't a situation of feeding on the ball, you win. In fact, it's actually, counterproductive, the team actually winning.
I'm just happy he got his money.
Hey,
I'm happy
you know what?
he got it too.
Bottom line, guy gets paid,
Get
good
it
for
all.
you.
Yep.
Get it all.
Pleasure to bring in ESPN NFL front office insider Louis Riddick joining us now. Louis, what do you believe was the change in Beckham and the Giants that enabled this deal to finally get done?
Well, and I think what happened is you continue to see the Giants work on the relationship with Odell Beckham Jr. throughout the course of the offseason, and that's spearheaded by Dave Gettleman, spearheaded by owner John Mara, and then most importantly, Pat Shurmur, it sounds like played a crucial role in terms of establishing communication with him, explaining to him how important it is for him to show up there, understand what the offense was going to expect of him, how important he was to the offense, and really try to protect the kid also and do what is best for him in terms of his rehab is concerned. And once Odell started feeling comfortable with that, once management started feeling comfortable with Odell and his level of commitment, that's how you kind of move things along and get to a point where maybe not everybody gets what they want in the end in terms of maybe the guaranteed money for Odell. Maybe he wanted more. Maybe he wanted the average to be higher. Maybe the team wanted to pay him a little bit less. But eventually, you get to a point where you can live with the deal. It makes him the highest paid wide receiver in the history of the game. And now it's just, it's about getting onto the football field here and putting all the rest of the offseason drama behind him.